Hey, too many Americans just don't know how good they have it right now. They don't know the sacrifices of the good men and women that have, of the last 250 odd years, their sacrifices that have gotten us to where we are today. Both good and bad. But they, if everybody would just keep things in perspective, the history of mankind has been a blood-soaked, chaotic handful of millenniums, just rife with tyrants and kings and despots and dictators and warlords, in a never-ending cycle of wars, one more ruthless than the one before, in an ever brutal fashion. Here in the States, just a short century ago, that would be 3 generations if you use the 35-year metric, the common 35-year metric. A short 100 years ago, violence, death, and disease was an almost daily occurrence. Life expectancy has gotten better, crime's gone down, food is readily available, water is not scarce, general safety is at an all-time high. Back to food, let's put it this way. We have fat, poor people. Nowhere else in the world are you're going to see the poverty-stricken overweight. We've grown lazy. We've been lazy for far too long. I do subscribe to Reagan's famous quote that freedom is only a generation away. If you become complacent, if you become detached from where you've come from, if you don't know where you've come from, you don't know where you're going. That said, today would be Independence Day here in America. Synonyms for independence: self-reliance, autonomy, freedom, sovereignty, non-alignment, and detachment. We detached ourselves from the British Empire to approximately 250 years ago. At first, this was going to be a very dark video. It's been kind of dark, I know. But right now, I'm deciding, I'm making the conscious choice and effort to highlight a small glimmer of hope. That being the Mises Caucus within the Libertarian Party, led by Dave Smith. Very charismatic, smart young man, comedian, a really good orator. I'm going to put links of the Mises Caucus and his channel down below, of course. The Mises Caucus, as of 2 or 3 days ago, has acquired the majority of 26 out of the 50 states in their state conventions, which means they have the controlling majority in the entire party. That's a very good thing. Very liberty-minded, very level-headed. There's some interesting, very colorful people in the Libertarian Party, as you may know, but these guys know what they're doing, and they're getting organized, and they've got a lot of momentum behind them now. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they were to gain 35, 40 out of the 50 states with their state conventions. They're still continuing with the other half. The other 24 state conventions still need to occur. So that's given me some hope. Now, is Smith going to win the presidency? Oh, and by the way, if I didn't already explain, Dave Smith is hoping to lead the Libertarian ticket for the presidency. Him and his unannounced running mate. He needs to get the nomination first. And anyway, can he win the presidency? Probably not. But they're getting organized, and they're being smart about it. They can pick up a state government seat here, win a mayoral race there. Hell, maybe even a senator, maybe a Senate seat. I don't know. It's going to be a long slog, and it's going to be a long haul. But it gives me hope that there are some liberty-minded people still out there. Oh, I'd forgotten. Back to not knowing how good you've got it. We've got it good, but it's still very, very fragile. Riots and looting of all of last year and a portion of this year. I won't say most of this year. Should show you that, as you saw all the gun sales go way up. I wanted to throw this quote in from the journalist Barry Weiss. Barry Weiss. I don't think there's an H in that last name. Anyway, quote, "I'm curious why certain people feel it in their bones how thin the veil of civilization is and why others are so nonchalant about it." Yes, and she was talking to Jordan Peterson when she said that. A man that's very well aware of how tenuous civilization can be. Oh, and speaking of small glimmers of hope, I'm proud and happy to see Britain is starting to wake up and push back against their darkness, which is a good thing. When y'all do well, we do well, and vice versa. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up. In closing, I'd also like to say, welcome back, Mr. X. We need you in the scrum. We need you in here with us. Welcome back. Keep pushing that rock up the hill. It's Sisyphusian, I know, but that's what we do. That's what we should be doing. Adapt, overcome, and conquer. In the immortal words of Clint Eastwood in that movie that I can't think of the name of right now, but it's applicable, damn it. And happy self-reliance, sovereignty, non-alignment, Detachment Day, America. So there.